Hello everybody, welcome to this very first session of Somatic Strength, where we will be starting with progressive overload. Heavy weights or heavier weights than you're usually used to. And this is exactly what women 40 plus need. From 35 onwards, our muscle starts decreasing. And the only way to avoid this is to really start adding those heavier weights. Heavier weights mean something different for everybody. If you are already used to this kind of work, you can really up the weights. I have two pairs today. Heavier set, I'm using 15 kilos. That's for me personally. And I'm using 7.5 kilos. Again, this can be 3 or 5 kilos. 5 or 10 kilos, wherever you are. If you're very new to this work, I would recommend to start with lower weights and more reps, maybe 12 to 15 reps. If you are more used to this work already, if you have been doing the Soul Sculpt sessions with me, then the 45-minute sessions where we already start adding weight, where we really start prepping our body for the heavier weights, you can do 10 to 12 reps. If you really want to go for it, you can also go 6 to 8 reps. Wherever you're at, listen to your own body. We are really going to practice here for women 40 plus. What does that mean? That means that we'll take a time between 45 to 55 seconds of doing our reps, whatever reps you want to choose. And then we'll take a long pause, around 90 seconds. In those pauses, we'll do some breath work to really calm down the nervous system. We will do a bit of mobility, again, to get that nervous system, those cortisol levels to go down, to get us ready for the next exercise. Today, we'll be doing 3 rounds. We'll be doing 5 exercises in total. We'll start with the first one, and we'll do 3 rounds. Then we'll go on to the next one, 3 rounds. Next one, 3 rounds. 4th one also 3 rounds, and then the 5th one will be a finisher where we'll only do 2 sets. Let's get started. Let's start first with warming the body up. Let's make some nice shoulder rolls. We always want to start with warming the body up with some dynamic stretches so that the body is ready for whatever is to come. A few more here. Let's change the circle. Moving forward. And one more last time, backwards. We're going to do some hip circles. If you want to use a wall for some support, more than welcome to do so. We'll circle one leg and then the other leg. Warming up the hips here, but also challenging that balance. Always try to add some balance movements into the sessions. This balance is one of those things that we tend to lose first as we age. But just like with muscle increase, once you start using it, you don't lose it. That's why I always like to add a few balance moves into the practice. Okay, let's go one more time on either side. Then from there, extend the arms up. Bring the arms to the side, back up. Bend, hinge at the hips. Keep a slight micro bend in the knees. And again, bring the arms into cactus. Extend them overhead. Press from the feet. Lift up. Again, cactus here. Micro bend those knees. Extend the arms. Hinge at the hips. Go forward. Press in towards the feet. Cactus pose. Extend the arms. And again, from pressure into the feet, lift yourself all the way up. Let's go a few more times here. If you feel at any time that this is too much for your lower back, instead of coming up with extended arms, place your hands onto your hips to lift yourself up. Let's go one last time here. And lifting yourself all the way up. You can place your hands in prayer onto your hips, whatever feels better. We'll do a few squats. Bring the arms behind you, palms facing up. There we go. Take it slow on these first few squats. Making sure that your knee is pointing out towards your second and third toe. Don't let your knees go in, and as you bring your arms back, palms facing back, chest open. Let the body here slowly open up. And really giving an intention during the whole practice that you're practicing from the inside out. That's really what it means here, somatic strength. We listen to our body. We adjust the whole practice to our body, to our energy levels, and not the other way around. We focus here on quality, not quantity. We focus here on form. This is not the time of our life to push, to go for quantity. This is really the time of our life to listen, to become very aware, to give ourselves a moment of rest. Let's do one more time down. Lift it up. Place your hands behind your head. And just a little side extension. Lift it back up. Other side. Let's go a few more times here. There we go. One more time on either side. Give those shoulders another circle. Now we're all done with the warm-up. I'm going to show you the first exercise. Okay, this is just a demonstration. You don't come along. I'm just going to show already with the weight. You're going to place the weight in front of you into your chest. You're going to spread the feet nice and wide as you need for your squat. Then you go down, you hold for a second, and then from there, one fluid motion, lifting up. Right here, and back up. Okay, that will be our first exercise, which we'll do 3 rounds of. Again, you choose how many reps you want. I want you to feel as if you would have still 2 reps in reserve. What does that mean? Now, for instance, you do 10 reps, you should have the feeling that you're not at your end there, not like, oh my gosh, I couldn't do any more than these 10 reps. This is all I have. No, I want you to have 2 in reserve. So you should be easily able to do 12 reps. Then you know if you have the correct weight. If you're starting, go for 12 to 15 reps. If you're kind of new to this, but you're used to weights, 10 to 12. And if you're really already good with weights, you're really wanting to go for that progressive overload, that heavy lifting, go for 6 to 8 reps. Okay, let's get started. Grab your weight, place it in front of your chest. So don't look at how many reps I'm doing here. Really listen to your own body. I'll be going for about 8. You see whatever feels good for you. Let's take it down. You pause at the bottom and then you lift up. Now if your weight is slightly lighter, you'll find that you can go a bit faster, so it's easier to hit those 12 to 15 reps. The minute the weight gets heavier, you definitely want to go a little bit less. Let's do a few more here. Bringing the weight in towards your heels, activate your core, lift yourself up. I have 3 more to go. 2. And last one. Release the weight. And we'll take our 90-second pause now. Breathing into your belly, around 4. Exhaling for 6. You can also let this flow in naturally. We always want to try to breathe in and out through the nose, but you'll find that especially when you have trained, that's much harder. So if it goes out and into the mouth in the beginning, that's perfectly fine. The idea here is to really calm that nervous system down so that we can get back into the next exercise. We have about 40 seconds left. Let's do some wrist circles here. You can also add a few hip circles. And the other way around. As we get ready for our next round, remember, weight is in the front. You go down into your squat, you pause, and you lift up in one fluid motion. Let's get started. You grab your weight. If you want to adjust, now is the time. If you want to get a heavier or lighter weight. Okay, let's get going. Keeping the weight in the heels. Taking that pause at the bottom. We have a few more to go. Remember those 2 in reserve. Last one. Great. Releasing the weight. Coming back into that breath. Extending the exhalation. Let's do a few hip circles again. We don't want to be doing any intense stretching in between any of these exercises, nor do we want to be doing any heavy dynamic movement, dynamic stretching. But it is really good to get a few of these somatic movements in, very soft mobility, and it really signals the nervous system, it's okay, let's calm down, let's release those cortisol levels. And that's what we really want to be doing. As our hormones start fluctuating, estrogen leaves the body, our nervous system just is more on edge. And if we then add heavy training to that, it just doesn't work together. A lot of women report that they get anxious from this, that they feel even more wired afterwards, and then they skip altogether, which is such a pity because this is really the work that we need to be doing. We just need to adapt it to our situation at this very moment, at our hormonal blueprint, the way it is right now. Okay, let's get started. Last round of this exercise. Again, form over anything, quality over quantity. That should really be our mantra. Pause at the bottom, weight in the heels, push yourself up. If you have lighter weights, you're probably going a bit faster than I am. Perfectly fine. Everybody's going in their own tempo. And start slow, start light. Start with more reps. This is a practice that we want to be doing for a very long time. few more to go. Use your exhale to lift yourself up. Last one for me. Release. Take a breath. Coming back to release and surrender into that nervous system. Extending those exhalations. Making a few soft hip circles. And then the other way around. I will show the next move that we're going to do. I'm going to use my lighter weights for this. I will lie down on my back, neutral spine. From there, you grab your weights, elbows out to the side, and from there, you lift them up towards the ceiling. Keeping your neutral spine, core active into this dumbbell press. Okay, a few more seconds to go. You can do a few shoulder circles here, have your weights ready as we get started. Slowly roll myself down towards the floor, already just find my neutral spine here. Grab my weights, should have taken them with me from the beginning. Right here. Let's lift it up, palms are facing towards my knees. And then the elbows go down in line with the shoulders. Again, pick your reps, pick your weight. You can always change in the next round if needed. I use my exhalation again as I lift it up. Activate my core. Imagining that my arms are an extension of my core. I have 2 more to go. It might be 3 for you. Okay, releasing the weights down. Lie onto your back. Bring your arms up and just give yourself a few wrist circles here. Going one way and the next. And start adding your breath. Extending the exhalation. Bring your hand onto your belly. Breathing into your belly. And exhaling, releasing. Taking that rest here again. And it's really in these moments of rest where the work is happening. If you feel that 90 seconds is not enough, hit pause. Hit play, I was going to say, hit pause. Hit pause, give yourself some more time. We're all different. We're all in a different phase of our lives. Our hormones fluctuate. We never really know where we're at. So really listen to your body day to day, cycle to cycle. Let's get ready for that next rep. I'm taking my weights, elbows out, in line with my shoulders, neutral spine, activate my core, exhale, arms up. And remember that extension of your core. A few more to go. Last one. Dropping the weights down, hands on your belly, inhaling all the way into your belly. Exhale, release. Try to breathe in and out through the nose. Extending that exhalation. Put your arms up. Give yourself a few nice wrist circles again. Even nod your head from left to right. Circle your feet a little bit here. Lift your right leg up, bring your arms down, circle your ankle. Bend it down, change to the other side. Keeping the breath flowing. I'll move a little bit over to my side to sit up so I can grab the weights again. From there, roll myself down, one vertebrae at a time. Get my weights ready. Get my timer ready. There we go. Elbows out in line with your shoulders. Exhale, contract your core to lift your arms up. Keep going here. We're really challenging our muscles here, but we're not challenging our nervous system. At least not in an incorrect way. What we are doing is we're letting our cortisol levels rise and then completely fall down again, which is a really good way of becoming more resilient, more equipped. You find that bit by bit, this will make you stronger, more resilient. Let's do a few more times. Last one. Release the weights. Come into a seated position. Take a few breaths here. Extending the exhalation. Letting consciousness flow throughout your body, just feeling all the sensations within. So it really becomes a somatic practice. Practicing from the inside out. I'm going to show the next move. I will do so without weights. There's going to be a slight hinge in the knees. Then you hinge completely from your hips. Neutral spine. Both weights will be in your hands. The more low you go, the more you're working against gravity. The more you need to activate your core. From there, you lift up, elbows in towards your body, back of the neck long, and you release. Up and down. Now I like to hold for a moment at the top because I really feel that it works my scapula. For me, that's always a little bit of a weak area. It always feels very tight. So I hold on a moment at the top, really working the scapula, working the core, working my lumbar area, my spine, strengthening this all, and then I release back down. Let's get started. I'm using my lighter weights here again. Grabbing them, lifting up, hinging at the knees, hinging completely at the hips. Find that neutral spine, palms are facing in towards each other, and then from there, elbows in towards the body, lift it up, hold for a second, and release. Really activate the core so that the movement doesn't go into your lower back. If it still feels too much, you just lift your body slightly up, okay? Listen to your own body, adjusting the practice to your body, not your body to the practice. Go a few more times. Last one. Slowly hinge more at the hips, release the dumbbells down, lift yourself up. Let's do a few hip circles. Extending that exhalation. Changing the opposite direction. Place your hands on your belly for a moment. Just being here in stillness. Connecting to your body, the sensations within. Show you again. Bend at the knees. Hinge at the hips. Neutral spine. For me, a neutral spine, because my trunk is parallel to the floor, my pubic bone is also parallel to the floor. There's neither a tucking action nor an untucking action happening here. This means that for everybody, they're going to have a different natural curve in the lower back. Let's get started. To grab my weights, I bend at the knees, hinge at the hips, grab my weights, lift them up so that I can get into the right position. Bend my knees again, hinge at the hips, arms by your side, palms facing towards each other. Remember, you can have your trunk much higher. Listen to your own body, do what feels good. Lift up, elbows in towards your body, hold for a second if that feels good for your scapula, and release. I can really feel both my core on the front of my body and the core around my lumbar, my lower back, working, activating. Lower back is definitely my weak spot. So this is a great movement for me to do. But if I do it incorrectly, it's also a very bad exercise for me to do. So I really want to activate my core. I want to find the right position of my trunk for me, for my body. Last one. Hinge at the hips, release, bend the knees, and then slowly roll yourself back up. Let's start with those hip circles again. Adding the exhalation, extended exhalation. Changing the circle. Just releasing any tension of the lower back, your core, your womb area. Big circles of the shoulders. Again, we don't want to be doing any deep stretches. We don't want to do anything that elevates our heart rate. We just want to add some somatic mobility work here. Let's do a few more breaths. We'll get ready for the last round of this exercise. Okay, let's start going. Bend the knees, hinge at the hips, grab your weights, lift them up. From there, find your position, bend knees, activate your core, bring your trunk to wherever feels good for you, activate the core straight away so that it doesn't go only into your lower back. From there, lift the elbows up and in. The weight is also in my heels here, okay? I should comfortably be able to lift my toes up. There's a slight micro bend in the knees. Definitely don't overextend the knees here. Back of the neck long. A few more to go. Last one. Bend at the hips, release the weight. Come up, a few shoulder circles. So I'm also using no music. It's quiet. Obviously, if you want to use some music by yourself, do so. I just really like the silence. It really adds another noise to my nervous system if I do add music. And I really want to be here, just activating those muscles, constantly coming back to that parasympathetic nervous system. And we keep on switching, sympathetic, parasympathetic, constantly being able to switch off. I'm going to show the next move. I'll show without a weight. I will be using my heavier weight for this. We will come down onto the floor again, lying down, neutral spine. Your weight will be right here, just underneath and above your womb, pubic bone. The weight will probably sit somewhere into the groin. From there, you keep a neutral pelvis, you hold on to the weight, you just trust it up, and you release it down. Now, I like to not touch the floor. I like to do this movement really time under tension. We'll do this between 8 to 15 reps. And then at the end, I'll add a little finisher where we'll do 5 small pulses up. Okay, let's get ready. Grab your weight. Slowly roll yourself down. If you need to add a little blanket underneath the weight, do so. From there, I trust my hips up and then I slowly release down, but I don't touch the floor. If you need that millisecond of rest, just release your hips down and then lift it back up. Activate your glutes here, your hamstrings, your core. The weights are too light, you can press down a little bit more with your hands. I have 2 more to go before I go into my little finisher. 5 pulses. I stay at the top and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it down. Take a breath. Extending that exhalation. You can make some small hip circles if that's comfortable with the weight on top. I'm just moving the weight a little bit more onto my thighs, holding it with my hands so that I can make some nice smooth hip circles. Back to center. Letting the breath flow, especially that exhalation, release, breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth or the nose. A few more seconds to go before we get into this next session, next exercise, next movement. Okay, let's get started. From here, trust your hips up and then choose whether you want to release all the way down or lift straight up. Back of the neck long, chin slightly towards your chest. Press down on the weight a little bit if you want to. A few more to go. Last one, stay lifted, 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly go down. Take a breath. If you want to release the weight from your thighs, please do so. Extend that exhalation. We have one more round to go here. And after that, we'll have one last exercise of which we will do 2 sets. A little finisher. And then we'll do some cool down so that we really can get into the parasympathetic nervous system, leaving here relaxed. If you want, you can push the weight a little bit up and then make some hip circles. Going a little bit from left to right. A bit more before we start with our last round here of this exercise. You should be feeling good. You should feel your muscles activated, but your nervous system feels good, feels calm. It doesn't feel edgy. It does give yourself a bit more time to pause. Let's take a few more breaths before we get into the next round. Let's get started. Okay, lift it up and down. Press it up and down. Let's keep going here, following the breath. Weight is in my heels. The ball of the big toe, I can lift my toes up here. The ball of the big toe, the metatarsals of the feet are pressing down, and so is the heel. Let's do 2 more. Keep it up, and then 5 thrust. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it down. Release the weight. You have a lot of weight. Take your time. Come and lie on your back for a moment. Nice circular movements here. Extending the exhalation. Change the circle. You can also go from left to right. I am going to show our finisher. I'm going to use my heavy weights for this. So I'll take my light ones to the side. And the next exercise, our finisher, is called the farmer's carry. And what we'll be doing is we'll be grabbing the weights, bending the knees, lifting ourselves up, having the weights by our side, slowly turning around. And all we'll do is walk from one end to the mat, slow pivot into 2 or 3 steps, and then taking it back to the other side. Come up, if you're still lying down, have your weights ready, and I'm using my heavier weights for this. We'll only do 2 sets of these, only 2 rounds of these farmer carries, which is such a functional movement, such a good movement to end with. Let's get started. Bend your knees, grab your weights, activate your core, lifting the weights up by your side. Don't let the weights pull your shoulders down, and small pivots. Walking from one side of the mat, small steps, pivot it around, and then walking to the other side of the mat. I'll do about 5 So this is my second one. Really activating the core here, activating every single stabilizing muscle in the body. I'm already at 4. Pivoting myself around. And then ending at the other edge of my mat. Bending my knees. Slowly straight back, neutral spine, releasing the weights down. Coming up, taking your breath. We'll do a short in-between rest here. We won't do 90 seconds as it's a finisher, and we'll only do 2 sets. So I'll do about 30 seconds. Again, if you feel that you need more, just hit pause. Take all the time you need until you really feel that your nervous system has settled down, your breath is slow, your heart rate is down, whatever is needed. Okay, going for that next set. Bend the knees, hinge at the hips, straight back, neutral spine, activating the core, lifting those weights up. Slowly pivoting yourself around and then walking from one end to the other end. And I really like to add heavy weights here, whatever that means for you. Go. Feeling good here. 2 more to go. Actually, I think I have 2 more to go now, because else I would be ending at the wrong side of the mat. Okay, last one here. Nearly done. Good work. Bend your knees. Activate your core, hinge at the hips. Drop the weights down, lifting yourself up. Great work. Rolling your shoulders. Let's really take this moment here to cool down, to get back into that parasympathetic nervous system. Little tongue twister there. Great. Okay, from there, micro-bending the knees, chin in towards your chest, slowly rolling yourself down, bending the knees as much as is needed, placing your fingertips on the floor. From there, slowly extend your knees as far as is possible and bend back down. Let's go a few times here. Extending that exhalation, bending, extending the knees. Then on the next one, keep your left leg bent, extend your right leg, place your right hand onto your hip and just give yourself a twist towards that right leg. Coming back forward, switching sides, bending my right leg, extending my left, giving myself a nice twist here. Cool, soft cycles of breath. Coming back forward, micro bending those knees, arms hanging down. Come halfway and then circular movements with your arms. Change the direction. And then with still arms, slowly roll yourself all the way up. Interlock your fingers behind your back. Palms are facing toward you. Micro bend those knees so that you don't go too far in your lower back. Keep the Pelvis slightly tucked, and then roll your shoulders back, open up the chest. Change the interlock of the fingers. The micro bend of the knees, slightly tucked pelvis, opening up the chest. Release the hands. You can bring the arm overhead. Hold on my right hand. I'm holding on to my left wrist. Giving myself a nice side extension here. Lifting up. Changing sides. And back up. A few shoulder rolls. Hands on your belly. Inhaling. Exhale, release. One more time, nice deep inhalation. Exhale, release. You're all done for today. This very first session of somatic strength training, using heavier weights, but really practicing for our hormonal blueprint at this very phase in our life. Quality over quantity, form over anything, rest moments so that we really can go down, let those cortisol levels release, let that parasympathetic nervous system also have a chance to recuperate. And this way we don't need to say, okay, I can't do those heavy weights. They're too much for me. My nervous system is in override. They make me feel bad afterwards. This should not be the case at this very moment. If there is anything that you're in doubt of, that's not clear, please send me a message. I'm here. I'm also here to have feedback. How did this feel for you? Was this different than normally? How does this somatic strength training differ from normal trainings where we push and we really get into that metabolic phase, which is just something that can be way too much for us. And I'm not saying to completely skip them. There might be times that you really want this and you feel good and your hormones are in a great level. Go for those sessions, but also come back to this. This is where you really feed yourself, where you really get strong again without those overloads. See you next time.